What's good guys, it's Aida and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, please subscribe and make sure to turn the notification bell so you can be notified every time I post. So recently I finished reading Patricia Brights' Heart and Hustle, and guys, you need to cop yourself a copy. Like, seriously. I've never read any kind of self-help book that's actually been this useful. I wasn't even halfway through reading the book before I ordered my friend a copy to her house because I felt like she needed to read it, and literally this book has so many gems in it. I even told my boyfriend to read it, and he's a guy, and this is pretty much aimed at girls. It's that deep. First and foremost, I want to put it out there that I'm not some kind of hardcore Patricia Bright fan. I remember, I think I first started watching her back at uni in about 2012, and then I just watched a few of her videos, but now it's like I'm not really into makeup, I'm not really into fashion, so a lot of her videos don't appeal to me, but I do watch like the 1 and 2 relationship advice videos, or just like story time videos, or just life advice videos, just random videos here and there. And when I saw that she did a book, I was like, okay, interesting. I like reading black-owned books, and especially ones by British writers, so let me just give this a shot and see what it's about. And I didn't expect it to be this good, okay? I really didn't expect it. I don't believe that I have any biases, you know, when going into reading this book, so hopefully my review is just like 100% unbiased or honest. Yeah. The main reason I believe that this book is so successful is because it gives practical advice on how to deal with certain situations. From business planning, dealing with being in a male-dominated environment, deciding when to transition from working full-time to turning YouTube into your main source of income. She really puts things into perspectives and just breaks it down. Sorry, serious. To the point where, guys, there's actually like space for writing in. Let me find you a page. I believe it was page. She actually places spaces where you can write notes, and like she tells you things to do to help you, and I just found it really super smart to have that embedded into the book. As much as I love that, I feel like she kind of fell off towards the end, where she kind of just tells you to take note. For example, this section here, it says how to talk the self-talk. Now, I want you to write down what you think you need to be told. It could be anything at all. What's the opposite of that negative little voice in your head that kicks you when you're down? If you're feeling stuck, borrow my words. I always tell myself, you're beautifully and wonderfully made. I am a creation, and I have also been created perfectly. So those words for me are very important, and remind me that I've been made for a purpose and that I will spend my day carrying on that purpose. But you can choose any words you want. Just remember, it's okay to say you're amazing. Then she gives us some examples. Patricia, you are good enough. Patricia, you are beautiful. Patricia, you are brave and strong. You see right here, it says, now I want you to write down what you think you need to be told, and then she just continues, right? Earlier on, she'll literally have space for us to write it down, but now that I've read that and I've read all of this, I'm not going to think, oh, let me just get a pen and paper to write it down, especially if I'm on the tube and I have no paper on hand. I'm not going to just go out of my way to write it down. So the fact that towards the end she doesn't include that extra space to write it, I think is a bit of a downfall, but she still tells you to do the stuff. If you do it and you're good, then good. But if you're like me and you read that and you just keep reading because there's literally no break in between, it's just a paragraph, you're not gonna think, let me stop reading right now and write it down. One thing I also really like is that she mentions things that not many people speak about. For example, she speaks about the tax man, registering as a sole trader, and other points like people buying stuff on AliExpress and then selling it for a profit. It's practical advice that can help any budding entrepreneur. Some of you guys may know that I have my own sneaker customization business called Afro Kicks, and because I already know what I want to do and in that aspect, some of this information in the book doesn't explicitly relate to me and help me, but it is useful nonetheless. For example, there is a page where Patricia talks about finding your passion, and my girl even includes a Venn diagram, a whole Venn diagram talking about your passion, your skills, and the market. Let me show you. So if we look at exhibit A, let me go this way. You have to find out what your passion is, think about what skills you have and what the market wants, and when you meet that point in the middle right there, that is your ideal career and where you want to be. So stuff like that that just puts things into perspective, and you look at it, you're like, rah, that actually makes sense, you know. So things that I didn't really need, but I feel like later on in life maybe I'll need to look back at this, or if I'm talking to somebody I can speak like, yeah, if you find out what your passion is, you find out what the skills you have naturally and all that stuff, and what the market wants, then you can make this work, and act like I made it up myself. But really and truly, I read it in heart and hustle. Another big reason why I love this book so much is that Patricia actually shares her story with us, and we all love a come up story. She speaks about what her family went through growing up, things that people may perceive as negative, but they managed to turn it into a positive and in a super creative way, which then played a massive role into her career now. If my 20s have taught me anything, it is that your childhood plays such a major role in your life, more than people realize. It is literally the core foundations of who you are as a person, why you act a certain way, why you like and dislike certain things. Don't get me wrong though, your childhood doesn't have to define you if you don't want it to, but you'll have to do some major work undoing and rebuilding if that's what you want to do. I have grown to realize that everything that happens to you in life plays out down the line in some way or another, which I'm super glad I found out now before I've had any kids, so I can be even more mindful about how I raised them. I say all of this to say that the fact that Patricia added this into the book gave us a whole other dimension, making us believe that anything is possible. The fact that the chapters are short and get right to the point is another plus. There are so many times where I want to just read a quick bit of the book before I go to bed. My eyes are there just closing slowly, and at least I can finish it and, you know, put my bookmark in a place that is not so awkward for the next day. I can't lie though, not everything was great. Towards the end I started to feel as though the book kind of dragged. It was like she was just blabbering on just a bit too much about things that I personally couldn't really relate to and didn't find useful. So there's things that she spoke about earlier about her life, and she's speaking about herself, and I could find that useful even if I don't particularly relate to it. But towards the end I was like, okay, I don't find any usefulness in this personally for me, because I'm not into things. What did she talk about? She spoke about her boob job, and she spoke about her fashion, like how she got into certain kind of fashion and stuff, and it wasn't stuff that I personally felt like I could connect in any way or take anything out of. But that's not to say that somebody else out there might not find it hella useful, and in that case, forget what I just said. All in all, the book was a really good read, and it's something that I'll definitely look back on later on when I need a bit of a pick-me-up, something that kind of pushes me to do, because reading this book I literally just wanted to get up and do stuff. I wanted to get up and write stuff that I wanted me to write, get up and do other artistic things like that. This book is just literally the motivation that I needed. If you have read the book, let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys next time. Peace, love and light.